Hi everyone. This video is going to be on launching a book. And during this video, I'm going to be very succinct and very direct about what I'm asking you to do. So I would like for you to think about launching a book as a whole process. So you're finishing the book, writing it, getting it edited, continuing to edit it yourself. At the same time, while you're looking at how it's going to get out to all the people that it needs to get out, and you're trying to make sure that it gets out to the widest variety, the widest number of people possible. Because this is why we're writing, for God to help the people that He has called us to help. So what I want you to do is think about, where can I put posts, email newsletters, or any other type of communication with people, text directly to them, telling them that a book will be coming. So I'm going to divide this up into the pre-launch, the launch itself, which is the day of and the few weeks right around the launch, and then the post-launch, that is the time after you've actually launched the book. It is out, it has been out for a few weeks, and you're gonna continue to try to market this book. So let's look at pre-launch first. Pre-launch has to do with everything that comes before the book is actually uploaded to Amazon or the publisher website if you're doing a traditional publishing contract. And even the publishers for my Pray With Us book, they have to wait on Amazon to upload it once they've sent it there. So you're looking at the day that it goes live everywhere, where people have access to order it both on the publisher's website, on Amazon. If it's going into Barnes and Noble or other places, you're trying to find a way to let people know where the book is going to be when it's coming out, and that you will send links to them so that they can then have this to put to buy or to put into their add to cart for a particular person's birthday or the next holiday coming up. So pre-launch then is making sure that you understand where your book is going to be published, letting people know that you're going to be sending out links, having them pray for this project to be finished, because there are so many things in the very end of getting a book, nitpicking little things that are very aggravating for you to do that make you feel like, I don't even want to finish. But it's going to get done and it's going to get out there, and you're trying to think of how to ask those people that are already out there that want to support you to please pray for the last part of this so that it gets done, gets uploaded properly, and that people can buy it and know where it is when it comes out. So let's look at texting. You want to text people. You want to tell them that it's coming out. You want to tell them that you're going to be sending links. You want to ask them for prayers. You want to ask them if they know other people that they could send this to that might then want to hear about it once it comes out. And you might send an email, same thing, same information in it. You might put a post on Instagram, which also always link your Instagram to Facebook so that that will be up on both platforms, and you can make sure that that will be coming out for all those people to see. And if you are already on Pinterest, you can have your Instagram linked to Pinterest, so it's going there as well. If you're not on LinkedIn and you're doing a nonfiction book, I would highly recommend that you go ahead and make a LinkedIn account as a Catholic author, and that you put that post out there as well. New book coming within the next month or two. Please pray for me. I'll have the links up for you when it launches. So I hope this makes sense what the pre-launch is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about getting yourself ready for all the huge marketing push you're going to have in the first few weeks when it launches. And that's going to be being done at the same time, which is a little challenging, that you're finishing all these nitpicking things that end up in the end of the editing and publishing process. You want to have a description of your book. You want to have a short bio of yourself. And you want to make sure that you are able to communicate well to other people why you think this book is going to help them. So people have lots and lots of books that they've never read, what makes this book different? Why won't they just put it on the shelf? So, for example, I'm going to use my books because I don't know how much of permission I have from the authors that I'm helping publish to use theirs. I will do that when I can. So I have one person that I'm sure has, will give me permission. But I'm going to use my books. It's not like I'm trying to promote my books to you. You already know about my books, but I'm giving an example of what happened to me. So with the Pray With Us book, I didn't know exactly when it was coming out until I don't know, maybe September. I couldn't get an answer from them. And I was trying to get it out for November 1st, which was the Feast of All Saints. So how appropriate for a saint book for every day of the year to come out on All Saints. And I was really pushing hard for this to get finished. They had already done the cover. They had already done everything else that they needed to do. And there were a lot of, again, aggravating details that I had to take care of or submit to in the ending of that process. Okay, so finally they give me a day, and it's not November 1st, it's November the 11th. Well, of course, I'm upset. I love St. Martin of Tours, whose feast day that is, and I felt like that would be a good launch date, but that wasn't what I had originally intended, and that's not what I think would have been the best, because more people would buy a book for All Saints Day, both for themselves or as a present for other people, than they will on 11 days later. It's already passed. So I was frustrated and upset. That's one of the frustrations that I'm talking about, and the nitpicking things that you have to deal with at the end. But I realized at the very end of October that Amazon already had it up. So I went ahead and marketed it for November 1st, even though that wasn't the quote unquote launch date that the publisher had set for it to come out, because it was already out everywhere. It was already on Amazon. It was on the publisher's website. So I went ahead and got all the stuff that I had been doing and kind of wrapped it up and asked all my people that I had asked ahead of time to be reviewers. And that's another step that I want to talk to you about in a minute. I got all the people who had already sent the manuscript to in paper form on the computer that they had already read, so that the day that we are saying it's launching, it is going to have lots of reviews. So we had about 10 or 11 people out of the 30 or 40 that I asked to help me. About a third of those people actually helped me on the day of launch. So you want to get a real big launch team if it's possible. I would say try up to 50 people just to say, can we send you the manuscript, and then the book when it's published, can you put a review up on there? Or can we send you the manuscript now, and can you buy one copy of the book the day it publishes and put a review if Amazon is not going to publish your review unless you've already bought a copy. So you're going to have a big launch team. Those people are going to read the review ahead of time, the book ahead of time. They're going to write a review ahead of time when they're reading the book, which makes sense. You don't want to wait until the day and it's been 2 weeks since they read the book and they don't remember what it was that was impressing them. You can also send a letter, and I can give you a copy of a letter that I sent to my launch team that delineates some of the things you'd like for them to put in their review of your book, so that hopefully they will do a good review, not just, oh, this is a great book and everybody should read it. Nobody is going to really do anything based on that type of review. And most people who have never written a review for an author don't really know what to put in it. So it's very helpful when you tell them some things that they can put in it. Okay. So now you're going to send it to all these people. They're going to review it and write a review and hang on to it until the day of launch. They're going to purchase the book the day of launch and then immediately write a review on Amazon, on Barnes & Noble, Goodreads, everywhere that they can write a review. That same review that they wrote, they only have to do it one time if they've written it thoughtfully based on some criteria that, like I said, you can email to them and ask them to make sure to put these kinds of things in. I would recommend that they put what was the most helpful in the book, why they think the book is worth someone's time and money, how this book is different than other books that they've read, what was one big, huge takeaway they got from the book, because each person will be different. And when readers of the reviews are reading those big takeaways, they're going to go, oh my gosh, I need to know about that. from that particular one. Might be number 12 of the reviews that they've read, but that's the one that they like. That's the one they relate to. That's what they need in their life. So they're going to go ahead and buy the book because of what that person said. So these are the types of things you want them to put into their review for your book. All right. Having said that, you've got the launch, you got the pre-launch stuff going. You're getting your team built up. You're getting as many people as possible so that when a lot of them don't respond or don't send things in on the day, you still got 10 to 15 people who actually did it, okay? So you're working a percentage here. You're sending it out to a lot of people, asking them to assist you, and the people who actually are going to have the time and the presence of mind and the commitment to do that might be 1/4 to 1/3 of those people, but you're still going to have enough of a presence online to get your book up to a reasonable number in the new releases on Amazon or Barnes & Noble or whatever. Okay, so the keywords that you're going to use for your book are going to be important. The keywords have to do with whether or not you're going to put it in Catholic theology, whether you're going to put it in, now I'm talking about non-fiction books. You might put it in Catholic philosophy, you might put it in Catholic parenting. I don't know what you're going to write, but based on what you write, you want the keywords to describe what you're writing and help your readers or potential readers to find it based on the keywords that they're putting in. Keywords are very important. If you look at my book, my Therapeutic Lifestyle Changes Workbook, right now I don't think I have the keywords as of 6/22/26 when I'm making this video. I don't think I have the correct keywords still in there. And I have to go back and work on that. I know that one of our authors who just published a book, St. John Henry Newman, she put it under Catholic theology, and that book was at number 86 on the first few days of launch, because those of us who were trying to help her, we were actually sending in the reviews and writing things in, on Instagram or whatever. We were posting things. So if you can get people who are willing to write the review, who are willing to take a look and put a reel about the book on Instagram that then goes to Facebook and Pinterest because it's all linked together. And then she can put all that as well on LinkedIn. You've got 4 places without having to do much work because you just take the same copy and picture of that book and post it one place for Instagram. You post it on Instagram and it goes to Facebook and Pinterest. Then you post it over on LinkedIn, and that's 4 places you've got it with only 2 posts. It's the same picture, same words. So I hope this is making sense, but I'm trying to get as much information to you about the pre-launch, okay? So pre-launch, you're looking for correct keywords, so when it comes out, people are looking at the right thing. It's going to be put in the highest category it possibly can in the number of books. When people are searching, they're going to have it up there ready for people to see. And those of us who are supporting you, are going to be putting out on our social media, trying to help you get that done. So post-launch is about making everything ready so that the day it launches and the next 2 to 3 weeks after it launches, really a month, you can say the launch can take up to a month, but you've got to be working hard ahead of that time to get people in place so that they can help you launch the book properly. Another part that you can do during this time is set up interviews, set up podcasts, set up everything you possibly can to help the book to be promoted by not just yourself, but other people. So in one of our authors who published with En Route Books and Media, she was able to get on with Kiki Latimer on the YCAT, and on another, I sent introductory emails to like 7 people for her, and those things are all working out for her where the people are asking her to be on their podcast, and it's all in the month of June when she's launching her book. So it's working out beautifully for her. If you know people or you know other people like myself, I will always help you if I possibly can. You can always ask me, hey, you said you could do introductory emails. Could you send some for me to be on the podcast? Great, I will. Be happy to do it. You can do that for other people too. Now that you're on podcasts, you're going to know other people. Or if you run a podcast, you're going to know how critical it is for authors to get things out at the time that their book is launching. So when the Pray With Us book came out, right before November the 1st, in October, I had a number of podcasts telling them that the book would be out on the 1st of November. Once I knew, in September, I hurried up and scrambled and got people to get me on their podcast. So then at the end of October, right before it launched, we have all these people anticipating that it's coming. And so they're looking for it. So then on November 1st, then we've got all these other people writing reviews and having things put out on the social media so that now, oh, that's the book that I was waiting for, and here it is. Here's the link. Now, if you're smart and you have an email newsletter, which is something that I highly recommend that you start doing now, it could be the simplest newsletter in the world of 2 paragraphs. But if you can put it out to the 20 people on your email newsletter list, even if you BCC them because you don't understand how to do your website, MailerLite or MailerChimp or whatever, that's what's gotten me for the longest time, is I haven't understood how to use that technology. But I could very easily put it in, send it to the people that I know would want to read it based on all the people that are in my email list. Again, you can kind of filter out some people who wouldn't want this type of a book. You could send it just to the ones who want the book. And again, it's, hey, it's coming. I'll send you the link soon. Please help me get it out. Please help me get it to other people. Could you please write a list of 5 or 6 people that you know that would want this book, or want to give it to someone that they know, because you know who they know, but you're not in touch with them. So give it to this person, they'll give it to the other person. Then now you've got yourself and 2 other people who are needing and wanting and purchasing the book. This is how we help people to make some kind of a living from their books, because it's very difficult to do. Okay, so it's very difficult to make a living off of books. You might make royalties and they might be $6, $30, $51. Like, it's never going to be what you would need for a month's worth of expenses. It helps. It might be a bill that you need to pay, or just extra that you might need to want to give to charity. But whatever it is, if we don't help each other, the books won't sell, and the books won't actually get read, because we're not just trying to sell the books. We're trying to sell them so they get read. Okay, so we got the pre-launch. Now the date of the launch, we're going to put it out. We're going to use as much of all the leverage that we've had. We're going to be putting posts here, there, and yonder. Us opening the box when we get the book. That's usually a reel where you just put the camera out here and you're opening, and you've already got the box kind of open, but you just kind of open it up, take the first paper out, take the book, hold it up. This is my new book. I'm so happy for y'all to see it. Here's a link in the notes or in my bio if it's on Instagram, and please order the book and order a copy for yourself and someone you know who would love it for a gift. Thank you so much for supporting me, my family, and my ministry to the Catholic audience that I'm trying to reach. Okay? So you're doing that. Other people who are on your launch team are supposed to be trying to help with sales as well. I had one deacon who didn't understand what being on a launch team meant. And I thought, oh my gosh, what is he going to do? Well, guess what he did? He got the Pray With Us book the day that it came out for himself and 15 deacons and priests and seminarians that were in the church at that time in the parish that he worked in. He bought it for everybody. So whether it's 2 priests or 2 priests and a seminarian, or 3 priests and 8 deacons, whoever is in your parish, if you could get in touch with a deacon who would be willing to sponsor books for those people, then all the major part of leadership in your parish is going to get a book, your book, to help. And then they will know what it's about, and hopefully you'll be able to speak in different groups, because the pastor already knows your book and the deacon's already supporting your book. Nobody's going to be fighting you to get this into the parish, okay? So launch is 2 strong weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Try to make it as long as you can, that you just go and go and go where you're launching the book. If you want a great example of launching a book, You can look at mine, but I'm not as good as the people that I'm copying, which are the Chrism Press, CHRISM, Chrism Press, fiction, Catholic fiction writers. They are trained before they have a launch, how to launch a book, and they have helped me launch the book parties. They have all kind of stuff. Like, it's unbelievable what they do. So Rhonda Ortiz, Ortiz, Karen Ullo, Ullo, Rebecca Martin, these people, if you look at when their books launched, if you go through their Instagram post to the day that their books launched, a little bit like 3 or 4 months before that, like they start sometimes 6 months before their books launch, and they start putting out, hey, little teasers, I'm writing this book, and hey, here's a portion, and they give you just a bit of dialogue and just kind of whet your appetite. Then they continue in another part of the book, or they continue with that in another one in a couple of weeks. And for 6 months, they are whetting your appetite for the book that they're about to give you when it comes out. You can do this also. Quotes from the saints, if you're writing a saint book, or quotes from whatever parenting guru or visionary, whatever you're writing, you can write quotes. Or if you're writing a fiction book, then you can put parts of your book out. And okay, it was not exactly like that when your book gets published because it's being edited a whole lot. Then it's okay. They're not going to come back and sue you because you didn't have the exact wording. But you're getting them ready to receive what you have for them. Okay, so now you're launching a book, you're having the reviews come out, you're putting all kind of stuff out, you're having your launchers and other people who couldn't be on your launch team but said, I would help you with this part. That's the other thing. When you send to these 50 people, could you be on my launch team? And if you can't, could you tell me what 2 or 3 things you could do to assist me? And then you put them on that 2 or 3 thing list, and they're over there, and you're sending them a different email when that book is coming out to, okay, now I'd like you to go ahead and place your order tomorrow for the 10 copies for that study group that you want it for, or whatever. Like, you will have people volunteering to help you for different things. So again, the pre-launch, see how important the pre-launch is. The pre-launch is getting everybody who can possibly help you to do whatever they possibly can when your book comes out. And then when your book comes out, they're actually following up, staying committed, and you're thanking them for that. I would recommend, if you can, to send them some kind of a gift in the future. I don't know what that would look like for you, what you think that these people would want, because they're probably going to either purchase a copy of your book or they're going to get one from your publisher because they're a reviewer. So they may not be the persons to send this book. Maybe you have a prior book that you could send them, or maybe you have something they would like, or it could just be a nice cross or a Saint Benedict medal from one of the Catholic businesses that put out different things that are Catholic. But whatever it is, or however you do it, you need to thank all your launch team people and the other people who couldn't serve on your launch team but are helping you in any other way. So at the minimum, an email. And then if you can, send them a small gift. That's amazing. So you got your book out. It's launched. It's doing what it's doing. You're looking at the numbers, seeing where it is on Amazon, seeing what your sales are. If you have a publisher who is willing to share the amount of sales that you're getting as it's coming out, that's very, very good to note. So you're going to note what it is on the first day of launch, what it is maybe on the 10th day of launch, 25th, 30th, that kind of thing. And then see how it continues to do on out, at least once a month. Check on how it's doing, because if it's not continuing to sell, you need to boost your sales by having some of your launch team or the other people who agreed to help you but haven't helped you yet. Maybe you could then pinpoint them. Oh, I'm doing a second wave of a launch now, 2 months later, and I know you weren't able to help me with the first launch right when it came out. That was not a good timing for you, but could you do this for me now? Sometimes they can do it now, and now you'll have a second wave of purchases and people purchasing your book. So pre-launch, the launch itself, and post-launch, where you continue what I do with my Saint book now, the Pray With Us. Every Tuesday and Thursday, a little Saint sticky note goes out. That's what I call it for Instagram. It's a little note where I'm putting a prayer to the saint, to our Father with the saint, to help people see whose saint feast day it is that day, which saint is having a feast day. And then I put in the notes, this is included in my book, Pray With Us, A Saint for Every Day, link in the bio. So they'll just go up to my bio, they'll see the link, and they'll order the book. If it's on LinkedIn, I will put the link directly to the book on Amazon. So when they click on that link, they're looking at the book and they can order the book. So again, if you're able to post anything at all on one of those sites, if you've got your Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest linked, one post to Instagram will put it on all three of those, and one post to LinkedIn will put it there. You can do this. If I can do it, I know you can do it, because I don't even know how to do Canva. Right now, the Saint sticky notes, I'm writing them and my daughter is putting them into the template for Canva. But I know that you can do this. You can write the notes, and if you can't do the Canva yet, or you can't find anybody who can to post on Instagram, then you can post to Facebook and put that on Pinterest and LinkedIn as well, because they don't have to have Canva in order to post to them. So these are just ideas for you. I'm sure I will have more as time goes along. I will try to get a document put into the resources just on launching the book that has some of these key things, but please take notes. Please send me the notes that you took that you thought were the most important for you for the pre, the launch, and the post-launch phases of this. What are you taking away for pre-launch? What are you taking away for the launch itself? That critical month around when it actually comes out, and it's up on all the platforms like Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and your publisher if you're using one. And what are you doing to continue to make sure that that gets out? So now for my poetry book, I'm going to be actually reciting poems. I started at the Catholic Writers Guild Live Conference 2026, reading aloud one of my poems, and it got a lot of views and it did really well. So a reel about you reading from the book, one paragraph. You can't get much out in 20 seconds. So do 2 or 3 lines, but say this is from my book in the show notes. This is from my book in the bio. So I hope this was helpful to you. We're going to take a break and I'll do another video in a little while.